Did you know for the past 8 years, the CIA has been running a covert operation in Ukraine? Let's talk about that. So it's just been revealed that since 2015, the CIA has been actively training, providing intelligence and weapons to Ukraine in preparation to fight. This has been going on, like I said, for 8 years. And many people have speculated that the U.S. is involved on the ground in Ukraine during the war taking place right now. However, were looked upon as if they were some fringe conspiracy theorists. But once again, here we see the truth is revealed, and the United States is actively on the ground participating in this war, but in a distant manner, aside from providing weapons directly. Now, I believe that the reason why the U.S. is in Ukraine and participating in this war as well as the West, as much as we are, I think there could be a couple reasons as to why. One reason that comes to mind is it allows for them to blame something else for the economic struggles that we're facing right now, similar to what took place during the vid, where it was a good scapegoat for the economic woes of that time. And I believe that this is a similar instance here with the war. We can use that sort of as a cover for what's going on to the economy at large, blame it on Putin, and also give the excuse to print more money for war. I mean, we've already given Ukraine like over $50 billion, and I expect us to give Ukraine more money because of the probably it's an alleged false flag attack on a mall in Ukraine. And this comes after the Russian Minister of Defense warned that Ukraine and the CNN were going to orchestrate a false flag event in the fashion that it was done, where they would then blame it on Russia. And then this could inspire the West to participate in the war even more. So this has led to numerous monetary contributions to the Ukraine during these false flag events, which we find out are not accurately reported and whatever. And so we're probably going to give them more money. And so it's running cover for the economy. And then I also think that there's a other plan here as well, which is that the U.S. and the West actually wants to have control over Ukraine, because Ukraine has like the second largest gas provider or something in the world, I believe. It's insane. Well, I don't know if that's the exact number, but they have a lot of minerals there. They are minerally rich, and the U.S. certainly wants control of that. So it would make sense to bring them in and protect them, offer them some sort of military protection, and take them under the wing to get their minerals, right? And then maybe even implement a shadow government, as we've done in the Middle East many of times. I mean, this is why, in part, the CIA was created, to establish shadow governments in the Middle East, destroy their nations, create revolts, color revolution, all these things, right? And so similar events have taken place in Ukraine. And so it wouldn't surprise me if the United States and the Western powers are trying to have ultimate control over Ukraine for their minerals and establish some kind of mock government, some shadow government, whatever you want to call it. And I believe that the war taking place right now allows them to, have both of those things. They thought that they would be able to take control, I think, of Ukraine at this point, but they're losing it to Russia very fast, very quick. And, they're running it for cover on the economic side. But another point that I wanted to bring up as well is this shows how ineffective Western military training and intelligence and weapons are against Russia. This is huge. And nobody really wants to point this out. For years, NATO has been training Ukrainian soldiers for years on the ground, and they're doing horrible against Russia. And now finding out that the CIA has been running these covert programs for over 8 years, training them in various forms, and they can't win against Russia, but they're being trained allegedly by the best military powers in the world, and they're given the best military equipment in the world, and they cannot beat Russia. And so this is going to cause a lot of problems, I believe, for the West, specifically the United States. When Russia and China begin to impose sanctions on the US, we are going to feel it very, very much so. And one of the things that they can sanction is ammunition. China and Russia are the main suppliers of our minerals to make armor-piercing ammunition, as well as certain materials for nuclear weapons and other things of that kind. I believe night vision goggles as well. And so what happens when they stop supplying these minerals that we need? The US is not in a very good position here, neither is the West. We are seeing the Eastern Hemisphere rising, coming to the top, as we've been talking about here for quite some time. Additionally, we see that there's 2 more nations that want to join BRICS, Iran and Argentina. As I've suspected for quite some time, Iran's relationship with Russia and China will only grow, even if it's just for their animosity, their shared animosity towards the United States. They're going to strengthen the relationships because they are for sovereignty. And the West is for globalism, which is why we're seeing what we're seeing now. And we're watching an empire fall right in front of our eyes, and we're covering it so poorly. But that's what I had to say. So if you guys want to leave your comments below, that'd be awesome. Give a thumbs up, share this to a friend, family member that you think would get some value out of this, and be sure to hit the subscribe button. Much love. Peace.